our Create the Edge office. And it's an absolute pleasure.
Today's world, when it comes to education,
Insights that come through.
when it comes to getting ourselves to think.
Yeah, I speak 5 languages. Welcome to Create the Edge. In this edition, we have 2 of our esteemed ladies from Singapore and on the education sector with us. How education is getting disrupted, changing, and is redefining itself.
I'd like to place my first question for Kasthuri. So Kasthuri, the method and approach towards education has differences throughout the world. As an early learning educator, what are the main aspects that you focus on to mold the future leaders of tomorrow? And what are some of the changes in approach that you have incorporated into the curriculum over the last 5 years to make it a more holistic experience?
Hi, Yusuf. Yeah. Okay, coming to the question. By now, all right, we all educators have beautifully written, well-drafted curriculum with us, and we are very fortunate for that. And needless to say, in Singapore especially, we all have that very well-drafted curriculum. But where are the differences that you can see is how you carry out that curriculum. It defines the way how children are going to grasp. All right. So in my curriculum, I have done some changes and have adapted the Montessori approach in my activities. So what is Montessori inspired activities? They are all actually basically working with the 5 senses. They learn through the 5 senses. It's very hands-on approach. We do lots of exploration and experimentation. Yeah. And then we believe that that approach is very child-centered. So the child has a lot of freedom, but within limits, to work on the activities. So when it is coming from the child, when the child chooses the activities, they will be responsible for their choices. So this is through experience, and I have witnessed so much of this kind of activities happening within the classroom itself. And then apart from that approach, Yusuf and Joy, I have also included some of my own activities that encourages arts. I use lots of arts approach, dance, visual arts, and music a lot in my activities, because I believe these are some of the ways that the children are able to express themselves, right? And yoga. Yeah, I have also included yoga in my activities because of the mindfulness. So they're able to focus better. They have to be very, very fluent with their body movements so that they are very confident with their body movements that they are able to interact with the environment as well. Show and tells, a lot of show and tells as well, and storytelling. You see, through all these activities that I have integrated in my curriculum, personal curriculum, you still target your language area. They are able to express themselves. Mathematics can be also targeted through storytelling, the way you tell story and story sums. And also the other areas like practical life areas, and then music and movement. So my aim for integrating all this into my curriculum is basically to bring out their inner self, to be so confident with their body movement so that they're able to interact with their environment very well and contribute to humanity as well. And most important is you have to see the happiness in the child's face. Now that's where the success of the school is, whether the child is happy to come to school. And how that happens is the culture you create within your school with the teachers. It's very important how you trust your teachers, how you allow freedom towards your teachers and allow them to express themselves through the activities they are going to implement. So trust them and allow them to express their creativity and allow them to voice out what they would like to carry out in their classes, and try it out, because you never know without even trying the way they are going to plan their curriculum as well. So it not be written in that curriculum itself, but let them express themselves. So we have to create that culture. That culture has to come out. Yeah. So this is what I feel that I have done some changes in order to create some difference in in education system.
That's beautifully put, Kasthuri. And I think you just brought up a very important point. It's basically about the centering of the person to basically provide them, youngsters with a platform where they're able to express themselves, because each and every person has a different learning curve, and that's very important to understand and to actually grasp and to actually bring out. Which leads on to my next question to Ms. Suchi in a very succinct and a very connected manner, because you mentioned the experiential approach. And Ms. Suchi, you have been a principal and an operating manager of international preschools in Singapore. And now you've expanded into wellness coaching, mentoring, and you're very well acclaimed as a speaker. A lot of people say that the traditional approach of education isn't something which is very applicable in today's world, where a more experiential approach is better regarded. We'd like you to give us your views regarding this and the importance that education holds to be the foundation stone for people moving forward.
Thank you for that wonderful question and wonderful sharing, Kasthuri. Thank you, Joy, for having me here. Now, in today's world, when it comes to education, there is an emphasis on physical health. I would like the education system to have equal emphasis on emotional health as well, because raising unhappy, unsatisfied children would end what's happening these days. Like, they are the acts of violence, the way they are behaving. So emotional health is very important to me. So raising emotionally resilient children is very important. The schools need to take note of that and include that as a subject. At the same time, when the suicidal rates are on a rise, on increase, we also need to give equal importance to mental health, the way we give to physical health. When robots are going to take away your jobs in the future, the way artificial intelligence is taking over the world, it will be really good to pay a lot of emphasis on humanity as a value, and empathy needs to be taught at a very young age when it comes to soft skills. So a curriculum which is based on all these things, as I mentioned, which uses an eclectic approach where children can develop and grow holistically, will be the best when it comes to future education. Thank you.
Very nicely said. Yeah, I think you've just absolutely you're spot on, especially regarding the eclectic approach and basically sort of giving a wholesome understanding and a wholesome feeling to the future leaders of tomorrow. Very nicely said, and thank you so much for your input regarding that, Ms. Suchi. We really appreciate that. It's such a pleasure to have you both on board. You both are bona fide Wonder Women.
Wonder Women, absolutely.
And I'm so honored and humbled to be associated with you and to be able to call you as, the center of my inner circle. So thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you once again for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you so much, Ms. Suchi, really, and Ms. Kasthuri. We really appreciate it. Thank you.